Hello, everyone. My name is Aleksandar, and I'm software engineer from Serbia. I work remotely for a company called Scalac, and I will try to tell a short story about ZIO and Kafka. So let's just quickly review the agenda of the talk. The plan is to explain why you should care about Apache Kafka and how your event-driven applications can benefit from using ZIO-based Kafka client. Apache Kafka is probably the hottest project in the industry right now, and it's a distributed streaming platform which allows developers to build distributed and event-driven applications easily, since it abstracts a lot of complex stuff from you as developer. In event-driven architecture, we usually have a bunch of relatively small applications that communicate with each other via Kafka topics. And since we are dealing with unbounded sequence of data, our topics will constantly grow over time. And applications that consume those streams of data should be modeled as infinite computations. So here is the example of plain Java client, but with Scala code. So we define the consumer that will be responsible for reading messages from the Kafka, and we have processor function that just describes transformation of every record that comes from the Kafka. And we have a method consumer loop that receive consumer and processing function, and it will run forever. And on every iteration, it will just pull batch of the messages from the Apache Kafka, apply our processor function for every record in the batch, and then it will just commit offsets back to the Kafka, which basically means that we are telling Kafka that we do not want to see these messages anymore in these applications, since we process them and we do not care about them. This is useful in situations when our application is restarted and we know exactly where we left off. So we do not need to read the whole stream from the beginning. We will just continue from the last processed message. And the default Kafka client is pretty solid, but it's low level. And what happens if you want to parallelize processing of your batch? Or you have to interact somewhere in your stream processing pipeline, you have to interact with some unreliable API that you do not have control of, and you have to implement some complex retry policies by yourself, or you need some complex batching pattern like aggregating incoming records up to a given timeout. It's doable with plain client, of course, but it's extremely hard. And we as developers, we do not usually have much time to deal with that because we need to focus more on business logic. So we should use proven solution like ZIO and ZIO Streams that implement that and just allows us to build our custom solution on top of it. And here's the motivating example of ZIO Kafka API that demonstrate basically how it is easy to parallelize your stream processing by using map and par operator that receives level of parallelism here and receive an effectful function that will be applied for every element in our stream. And here is another example that shows how it's easy to basically group elements up to a given timeout or a given batch time, and the rest of the code is pretty much the same. So just quickly to summarize, Apache Kafka is a technology that is definitely here to stay, and it plays pretty important role in building distributed systems, stream processing applications, and real-time data analytics. And on the other side, we have Scala with its powerful type system, and in combination with functional effect system like ZIO, it enables developers to write scalable and concurrent code that uses fibers instead of direct usage of threads. In ZIO applications, we have resource safety with managed data structure that take care of acquisition and resource safety. And of course, with ZIO Stream 2 implementation that Itamar announced, this library will be just much more powerful than it is right now. And that will be it. You can contact me on Twitter or GitHub if you have any further questions. Thanks.